Welcome, taking it to the nub. I'm your host, Boston Jimmie, and tonight we have two very special people on. I know the announcement only said Jeffrey Amendola, but you got to remember, Jeffrey goes nowhere these days without Chris Monaco, and the two of them are coming in right now from Amendola Family Cigars.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Jeff. Hey, Chris.
Whoa. There we go.
So, Chris, is it Monaco or Monaco?
Monaco, like the country.
It's Monaco. He's lying.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so okay. All right. Fucking douche.
There you go. There you go. So you got so anybody who's watching right now, they must realize there are like basically three New Yorkers on the channel.
There goes the neighborhood.
Like that, you could tune out now because this could get crazy.
Jeffy's really from Boston. Don't let him fool you. He's really from fucking Boston. That's where he's from. That's why you and Jimmie get along so well. You're both from Boston.
You can't take the New York out of me.
No, never comes out.
It never comes out.
Never.
No matter where you go.
You can't.
Yeah, I've been in North Carolina the longest, which is scary.
You have, I know.
Yeah.
Your card is almost... Your
like
Yankee card might be revoked soon, pal. It might be revoked. Make sure you keep on going back up there. Otherwise, the card's getting revoked.
They have no baseball team in South Carolina, though.
Nah, it sucks, man.
It's
horrible.
dumb.
Horrible.
We got the Durham Bulls.
Oh, yeah. That's big. Yeah, the big movie made that, too.
Yeah. I go to the games all the time over here. It's great. They're a farm team for Tampa Bay.
Yes, that's correct.
We got Charlotte Knights.
We
got the Knights, the Charlotte Knights. Yeah.
I know.
Triple A.
What are we smoking tonight?
I'm smoking the Amendola Naturale, Nicaraguan Habano, double Corojo. Very good. Any time of day cigar.
What are you pairing it with? Elijah
Craig single barrel 9 year.
All right.
It's good.
Nice. How about you, Chris?
Good.
I'm actually having the Maturo out of Aganorsa, Maturo. And I'm pairing it with a little double oak, little Woodford double oak.
What he means to say it's an Amendola Maturo that we make at Aganorsa's factory.
He'll learn.
I'll learn. Yeah, I'll learn. Eventually, I'll get on board. I'll figure it out.
Get on board, Monaco.
I'll figure it out.
I'm smoking the Special, which I believe was the original.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting around a little bit, and I'm pairing it with a nice Italian Abruzzo wine here.
Where's that from?
This is from the Abruzzo.
Oh, it's from my mom's.
It's actually bottled in Ortano, Italy.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
So the one you're smoking, that was the first run we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Special. And we recently we're re-releasing it in what, Chris? A couple of weeks is coming in, hopefully.
Yeah, should be about 2 to 3 weeks at most.
Yeah, but it's a box press. So
it's good. It's really good. I mean, that was a great cigar. Don't get me wrong. Me and Jeff, we enjoyed it, but it wasn't hitting what we wanted it to hit. I mean, the cigar is called Special, so it's got to be obviously special. And we just feel like that blend that you have there was good, but it wasn't hitting it out of the park the way we wanted. So, went back to the drawing board. We went down to Florida. We had a meeting with Eric, and we just, shot it straight. And he actually agreed, and we, kind of went back to the drawing board, reblended it. Now it's actually coming out of AJ's factory. Eric, facilitates the whole process, as far as the blending and it being made over there. But it's getting made at AJ's factory, the new one. And it's going to be 6x54 box press, Oscuro Maduro. It's going to be really good.
Makeup,
really good. Looking forward to that.
Tweaked a few things there.
Tweaked it. Yeah.
It's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
You don't make everything at Eric's factory.
No.
You have different factories that you've been working with.
Yeah, Lazona, AJ, through Eric, AJ, like Chris said. And then Tabsa makes our core line.
All right.
Yeah.
Now,
And we're actually in the process right now of actually talking to 2 other factories that we're doing some special projects with too. So we kind of, I mean, I know we're not, I'm not saying the factories. We kind of did that on purpose when me and Jeff kind of got together. That was one of the things was, we wanted to diversify things and not have all our eggs in one basket because, on a business aspect too, if something happens, man, you're screwed. You have nothing if everything's coming out of one spot. So, it's good to have a little diversity.
Options.
You have a little bit, you got some options. And it's also, it also, in my opinion, is good for our customers because you know what, they're getting a little taste, a little flavor of different tobaccos out of each, different factories, from fermentation processes different, all those things are different. So you smoke our Connecticut cannoli and you smoke our cremoso. Those are both Ecuadorian shade grown Connecticut, but they taste totally different.
Completely different.
Because they're out of 2 different, so, we really pride ourselves on that and blending to size now where we're not making one blend in 10 sizes. We make one blend, one size, and that's it. And we're, that's kind of been our, our structure, and it's kind of worked for us so far. So
that a cannoli was more like a Corona or
It's a Corona.
It's a Corona.
It's Corona.
Yeah.
And is that what is your preference on sizes personally, Jeff?
My personal, honestly, the past couple of years has been between a Corona and a Toro. Like I always gravitate to a Toro size, but I love Coronas. I love
like
Coronas.
A Corona Gorda. Corona Gorda is the shit, like a 44, 46.
Yeah, I could even go up to like a 40, 46, but yeah, I just love that the flavor from the wrapper you get on it. It's it's a little more concentrated, smaller ring gauge. You get more tobacco of that, the flavor off that wrapper. I love that size. I do. And then I think, staple is for me is a Toro, but definitely love Corona.
The cannoli just came up as a concept, honestly, while we were just drinking till 4 o'clock in the morning one night.
And part of it was that
that's kind of like how it came up. So. Yeah, it was
nice
little... I mean, so the story behind that was we were sitting here one night. This is right when me and Jeff linked up. We were talking about, doing things together and moving forward, rebranding. And, one of the things I said was, I'm like, yo, I want something, quick, 30-minute, 45-minute smoke, because it was 4 in the friggin' morning. I didn't want to have a 2-hour, Toro. So I'm like, Jeff, you give me that. And at that time, we were still with Caffey. I said, give me the box press San Andreas. So I started smoking it. And I'm like, bro, this is like a little snack. It's like a little cannoli. So we should name it the cannoli. And I looked at Jeff and he was like, bro, that's awesome. We should definitely name it a cannoli. And then it just took off from there. And then honestly, that's why we extended on to the line, because it was so popular for us. Just the cannoli.
First one.
The cannolis.
The first one is the first one's the box press. Round Vitolas.
Yeah, so
the first one was the one you did the review on
you had the red
San Andreas. Yeah.
So the cannoli was a big hit for you guys, for
you.
Without a doubt. When that thing came on the market, everybody, I loved it. It went crazy. But your story was very interesting because you actually was smoking a cigar and said we should call this the cannoli, right? As opposed to saying, let's create a cannoli cigar called the cannoli and try to get the blend.
It didn't happen like that. No,
it was reversed.
It happened more the other way.
It took a name on its own.
Yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know. I was like, it was like 4 in the morning. Like I said, we were drinking till late. I mean, when me and Jeff get together, that's honestly what we do is we just talk shop and we'll sit there till 4 or 5 in the morning, drink a bottle of whiskey and smoke 5 cigars. So it was one of those nights where we were just sitting in my man cave and
brainstorming.
And I just, and I'm like, and I didn't think of it at that time that it was going to turn into what it turned into. It was kind of more of like, dude, this thing's like a little snack. It's like a little piece of dessert. It's like a little cannoli. And I'm like, we should name it the cannoli. And he's like, that's a good idea. We should definitely do that. And I'm like, we named it that.
It's
and
funny
that
though.
was it,
Some people I think it actually tastes like cannoli with chocolate chips in it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a
pistachio.
certain amount of suggestive.
Yeah.
It
does.
it's the same like the Laranja, right? From Espinosa.
Same concept.
And you watch everybody, they're all gonna say they get some orange in it. I get
Oh yeah, it tastes orange. Yeah.
I get that citrus,
Well,
but the citrus tells me it's orange.
Yeah.
When
Right.
we reblended, I mean, that was how it came to be the name, and that's when we were still a cafe. But when we reblended to do the red with Eric, we didn't want to make it obviously an infused or a flavored cigar, but we did try to hit those notes of like graham cracker, chocolate,
cake,
dessert, creamy, a little cake, So like obviously we didn't want to make it a flavored cigar, but
even the Connecticut and the Sumatra have that flavor allspice.
I look at it honestly, I look at it like the white one tastes like a regular cannoli with no chocolate chips. The green one tastes like a pistachio cannoli with the green pistachio nuts on it.
It does.
And then the red one tastes like a cannoli with chocolate chips on it and the chocolate covered.
And like chocolate dips.
Yes, chocolate dip. Yes. Well,
so now when you normally try to think of a new blend cigar, do you like come up with a name first normally and then try to?
No.
Nah, we don't do. Nah, it's kind of like we focus more on the size and tobacco first.
Yeah,
and then, or we might have a concept of like where we want to go, but normally the names don't come till after the fact. Traditionally, focus is more on the size, and then when we figure out what blend we came up with, and the size, then you can kind of see where the name would come from. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah. Now you are so Jeff, you're a first generation tobacco man.
Yeah, no one else in my family rolls cigars.
So you ventured into this. What were you doing before you were making cigars?
I was a police officer here in Durham. I was in the police academy actually when I started thinking about getting into it. And when I graduated the academy, got through training, 2011 was the year, or 2010 was when I met Odelma Matos in Ybor City and started learning the craft of making cigars, and that was my first, my first real experience with being a cigar maker. And then over the years, I just kept learning and working with other rollers and master blenders to try to hone in and really make a good cigar,
And Chris, what was your background?
Honestly, I fell into cigars more in the beginning as more of a hobby because I was getting out of music. I just started a family. So I kind of got into the lounge more as just a customer. And then, I fell in love with the culture so much and, just tobacco in general, the art of it, that I started kind of like, as I got more and more into it, collecting unicorns and searching and, starting to be a collector. And then from the collector, it started getting into like, I want to like learn how to blend. I want to learn how to play with tobacco. I want to learn how to roll it. So, I would teach myself here or buy raw tobacco. Jeff, help me a little bit with some of the things that I need to get better on. And it progressed into that, man. It's not like I went into it like this is what it was going to turn into. I was going to end up being a brand owner or get into the business. And it started real, almost like a little seed that was planted. And then it went into the lounge experience, then into like the whole customer experience of hunted down unicorns and collecting, and then through the collectors. And then it just gradually until I kind of got to the point where it's like, yo, I love tobacco. I love what it's about. I love, the community of it. I love the passion behind it, the art of it, everything. I mean, I come from, my nono was, right off the boat from Italy, used to make wines and, with their hands. And so I'm very into that. So is Jeff. Obviously, that's why, when we linked up and we met, it was like instant family.
I was going to say,
we just we just
When and
clicked,
how?
man. We just clicked.
When and
you know?
how did you? When and how did you and Chris and Jeff did you meet?
We met through a mutual friend
Yeah,
in
Jeff.
2019, early 2019. I was doing an event out near his way, and our guy, the guy I was with was like, "Hey, I want you to meet Chris Monaco. You guys are from the same area in New York, both Italian. Talk shop a little bit, let's just smoke cigars." I'm like, "Yeah, great. I'm here. Love to meet someone from back home, smoke more cigars." And I went over to his house that night. He had us over. We stayed up, smoked cigars, drank whiskey till about 5 a.m. It was like instant
Same
family,
thing, like we always do.
instant connection, And at that point, I was in the process of trying to figure out the direction of the business at that time too, And Chris mentioned that he was looking for a place in the industry to get involved, and we talked a lot, and he started doing stuff on his own, just getting a box of cigars and going hitting shops, hitting his people, and eventually we were like, we just need to partner up and take this to the next level, And that was how we first met.
What's the shared responsibilities between you two?
Well, it's a lot. We all kind of do a little bit of everything.
Of everything. I mean, we don't have, like, that's the thing. Like, if he gets something, he works it. If I get something, I work it. But so we all have we both have our hands in every part of the business. But honestly, like, he deals a lot more with the tobacco, with doing events and live rollings, and then I deal with a lot more of the back end of things as far as logistics, when things are going to get here, getting bands printed, design, marketing, names of shit, coming up with box designs and colors, and that was more my lane. But honestly, together we both do a little bit of everything. I mean, he'll jump in the sales too. He called me yesterday. He's like, "Yo, I got an international account." But then there's times I'll get an event for us too. So
it's kind of we play off each other and feed off.
Yeah,
people contact him for stuff. People contact me for stuff. We meet in the middle and handle it. And figure it out. So it works good that way.
Now, Chris, have you been down to Nicaragua or Dominican or anywhere to visit?
No, it's funny you said that, because we were just at the PCA and we were trying to get down there, and we talked actually at Eduardo with Aganorsa Leaf, and he actually gave us an invitation. He's like, "Listen, man, you guys are already infamous in our factor." Or like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but okay.
He said that. I was like, I don't know if that's good or bad.
I'm like, yeah. But
the infamous Amendola.
And it was good. Yeah, but it was good because I felt like honestly, and so especially the Yonkers thing. Once he was like, "Yo, I used to work in Yonkers at that bank at Hudson." I'm like, "Yo, I lived on that block." I think that he kind of loosened up a little bit, and he was very nice with us. And he was like, "Listen, you guys need to come down to the factory, and I want you to see the crop when it's grown." So we've been trying to get down there. It's not that we did not want to go. The issue has been the whole COVID. The whole COVID shit is totally, screwed up a lot of our plans.
Blowing up again. So.
I know. Here we are.
20 all over again. Help me, please.
I can't do another. Honestly, I can't do another one.
And Jimmie, I mean, let me be honest with you. I mean, that killed our event side of the business for a year. That's why I went really hard for the last year, and Jeff will tell you, on getting us a lot of these online retail accounts, because if you're not in an area that has a brick and mortar that offers our cigars, how are you going to get our cigar? So,
and how are we going to make sales?
Jeff isn't out there selling cigars. He's not. So how are we going to do this? So we had to really bang out hard. So listen, COVID sucked, and we say this all the time, it really gave us the time though to kind of regroup. That's where we rebranded everything, all new names, all new boxes, all new factories, all new blends. It gave us that time to kind of
we got a lot new accounts.
Hone in on what we wanted to do.
We got a lot of new accounts over that year.
Yeah, we did.
And as much as it sucked for the world, from a cigar industry perspective, it actually strangely helped the industry.
It did.
buying more cigars, and there was
Did.
of, like you said, online. You got the Pravada Club, you got the LCA, you have these entrepreneurs that grab the opportunity and said,
Yep.
hey, we can help the industry grow this world, and they're surviving now afterwards because of
that
they put in.
100%.
Dude, it's
100%.
a whole new world. Like what Brian did with the LCA. I mean, I was just talking to Jeff about that. Like, you know, I was actually, my buddy George is here from the Barrel Burners, and I'm like, yo, it's different, man. Like this has created a whole different side of the industry where like those legacy brands that are putting out their same 5 or 10 blends forever that have been living off those 10 blends. Like it's a different world now. Like you deal with the LCA. I mean, they're doing one-time release, you know, a brand that they're only going to release that stick one time, 40, and everybody always wants to know what's new. What's new? What's new? What's new? You know what I'm saying? So you to stay relevant in this business, you have to start putting shit out new. You can't just be, I mean, Monte Cristo and Cohiba and all these brands, obviously they've been doing it forever. They can afford to do that. But as a newer brand, the industry is going in a different direction. People want new stuff. They want the limited stuff. They want the stuff that you're only making one, you know,
one run a year
of for the whole year, one run a year, you know, so they've opened up that side of the industry where to stay relevant in the new side of the industry, you do have to make LCA drops. You do have to do 500 box runs one time a year, that blend, and only do it that one time and make something new next time. People, you know, it's almost like the game is becoming fresh and new with young blood, whereas like everybody wants the newest, hottest thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think, and Brian is a big supporter of us with Pravada. I mean, obviously the cannoli, he supports what we do, but he has changed the game, in my opinion, in that aspect of the business. So,
It's a tectonic shift in how we do business.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy.
In this industry. By the way, Jeff Walsh, one of my followers, chimed in. He says, is the cannoli also any reference to The Godfather? You know, leave the gun, take the cannolis.
Of course it is.
We've had a lot of people doing videos and all that stuff. Like that, you know? So.
Of course, it Clemenza.
You see some guns there. You go, I don't need the gun anymore. Take the cannoli.
Yeah.
There's no, there's no control on the cannoli.
No,
we let it
cannoli
evolve.
Was a different animal, man.
Yeah,
it's really evolved into something. It's like that's why we added onto the line. Like I said, the 2 new extension. It's almost the cannoli has become its own line, and we didn't mean for that to happen.
No,
it has become its own thing, totally separate from everything else that we do.
But it's cool because it makes the boxes are green, white, red, so it makes the Italian flag when you put it on the shelf. So the cannolis, you know, green is the Sumatra, white is the Connecticut, red is the San Andre. Yeah, so look, it's a really nice presentation too.
All right,
and very Italian.
Thank you,
I'm
Jeffy.
going to take a quick.
Thank you, Jeffy. I love you.
I'm going to do a quick sponsor shout out here, and then we'll come back and we'll keep this conversation.
Just mute Chris when we come back.
Just mute me. Okay. Yeah, just mute me. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Story of my life.
All right. So here we go. So today's show is brought to you by Tarazona. Tarazona does it with passion. Tarazona premium cigars are handmade long leaf cigars that are each rolled to the highest quality by masterful rollers. Each hand that touches the process takes pride in the quality and craftsmanship of every cigar that goes into every box of Tarazona. So the next time you're looking for a fine smoke, do it with passion and reach for Tarazona. You can follow Tarazona Cigars on Facebook and Instagram and visit them at www.tarazonacigars.com. Today's show is also brought to you by La Jolla del Chan. La Jolla del Chan, it's a dream come true for husband and wife Gabby El Chan and Liz. They want all hands that work the tobacco leaf in their home country of Puerto Rico to have the same opportunity to expose their products. They call it La Jolla del Chan because they cultivate part of their product. And at some point, they want to be able to supply the world with their native tobacco leaf. The pride that Gabby and Liz feel is the same pride of all those who work the tobacco leaf in their country. And for this, they deserve a portal that represents them. thank you for supporting our country. We will resist, they say. Follow El Chan Cigars at www.lahoyadelchan.com and also El Chan Cigars on Instagram and Facebook. And today's show is brought to you by, lost my spot. Is brought to you by Nova Cigars, Platinum Nova Cigars, family-owned and operated premium cigar company. Only the highest vintage tobacco and the most skilled hand workmanship go into the making of each Platinum Nova cigar, resulting in a timeless blend of art and craftsmanship. The Nova brand and the family's work are a tribute and an honor to their grandfather, who always remember him and his infinite passion for the finest of cigars. Their love for cigars started with their grandfather, a dedicated master blender and entrepreneur in the cigar industry. So the next time you're looking for an exquisite cigar experience, pick up a Platinum Nova. You can check out Platinum Nova Cigars at www.novacigar.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And while you're at it, if you go to novacigar.com and you wish to order directly from them, use the code BostonJimmie15. And again, that's Jimmy with an I-E, not a Y, and you'll get 15% off your purchase at that moment. I want to thank my sponsors, for without them, this show is always a little bit harder to do. Let's get back to Jeffrey and Chris. So, now.
Long time no see.
Yeah. So Jeffrey, did you, I mean, did you always want to get into this? I mean, when you were like at the police academy and all of this, did you really just, say to yourself one day, I want to go into the cigar business? Because you're in the middle of an FDA world, right? Who stepped in early before then, which was good, right? And then you moved into it, and you've been growing this business. That was your dream?
I didn't choose cigars. Cigars chose me.
I like it.
Oh God, here we go.
I had a I had a revelation one day, right? Well, like growing up, my family always jokes around with me because I was always looking for like the next best thing. Like I was always hustling. I was selling magazines out of, at high school and CDs and all, So when I was working a real job at the time, I just fell in love with cigars. But then I was like, man, I really like this. I could probably make some money doing this, and I just did it one day, and I did an event. And after that, I was like, I'm all in. I'm all in. This is my calling. And it's been like that ever since. Yeah.
I never destiny, Jeffy.
Huh?
You do rolling events.
Jeffy,
so where did you learn the craft
my destiny.
Rolling a cigar?
Yeah. So I learned, so at first I wasn't, when I first started a business, I wasn't rolling cigars. A year into it was when I went to Ybor City in Tampa, Florida, and I met Odelmo Matos, La Farona Cigars. But I had the idea, I'm like, all right, I have a little event business going on. I've kind of built a little local thing. I'm like, I should really blow everyone out of the water and be able to show up and start rolling cigars. Like, who does that around here? Nobody. And I went down there for that reason. I had that mission to find someone to teach me. Right. And I thought about, man, I could maybe go to DR and find a factory, but I had no connections down there at the time. I had nobody in Nicaragua, nobody. The closest thing I could think of was Ybor or Miami, but I went to Ybor and I found a Cuban family and I told them what I wanted to do. And they said, pick 2 weeks and come back. And they took me in. They didn't even charge me, all the tobacco, I got to prep it, blend it, roll it. And I just brought that back to North Carolina, and I was rolling 5-10 cigars a day. And when I felt comfortable enough, I would start doing rolling events. And then people were hiring me for weddings and everything. And that later developed into the brand and what we're doing now.
Now, Delmo is that family's phenomenal.
I love them.
Ybor City. that's the place I always have to stop in. And haven't been there in quite a number of years. Have you taken Chris there?
Yeah, Chris got to meet her, like a year and a half ago? Oh, it was great.
We hung out. We had espresso, Cuban coffee.
Yeah,
it was just almost espresso. Right there on the side, we smoked a cigar. It was great. She was really,
they don't
really
do
cool.
It the same.
Cool,
they don't put the lemon and buka in it. You know?
I know. You gotta bring your own. You gotta bring your own.
No, you don't want to put.
No, but it was good. It was good.
You don't put the Sambuca in the Cuban coffee, man. That's just like.
Nah, that ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Cuban coffee is good the way it is.
It is.
Now, Chris, have you tried your hand at rolling?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I got a bunch of cigars right there that I rolled. Listen, I do it more because, I like to study tobacco as far as, I've read, I try to read up and learn. I'm always learning more. The different primings, different regions, different tasting notes, certainly Harrows. I'll sit here with tobacco and just play with it, roll it. I've kind of taught myself either by watching videos, Jeff showed me some things. I try to pick up a little bit from everywhere I go. But yeah, I mean, can I roll out a cigar where it's smokable? I mean, Jeff smoked a couple of my cigars. They're not anything that I would put on the market to sell, but can you smoke it? Yeah. Is it enough for us to, honestly, we do it more. And when I do it with Jeff, it's more, Jeff will admit, I got a pretty good palate. So he'll know. I'll be like, yo, let me take a Mexican San Andreas leaf and throw it on this and this, and let's see what it tastes like. And we'll sit here, both of us, in my man cave and just roll shit out,
put it together,
have an idea of and put it together. So when we go to the factories, because we're both very involved with the blending process, that we'll sit there and be like, all right, we try, like literally our Padrino that we're putting out in 2 weeks is being re-released. Me and Jeff came up with that blend literally at a golf outing. Like I was like, yo, I love Connecticut broadleaf. Pick up some broadleaf. He's like, all right, I got broadleaf. I got some Sandra. And like, we just put something together. We put a blend that we
rolled it right there
together, and it was
at an event.
Rolled it right there, and it was fucking awesome. And people
love
and that's why when we went back to like say this is the Padrino, and we recreated that blend once we left Cafe, we went with that blend that we created at that golf event. So like, yeah, listen, is the tobacco different from what we used? Yes, it's different because it's fermentation process is different at AJ's factory. The tobacco's different, but we give them a blueprint. Is it going to taste a little different from what we rolled from the tobacco that we got? Yes, because the fermentation process is different.
Yeah,
but it's still Connecticut broadleaf. It's still that blend, that we wanted.
But
and that's kind of how we've been doing things.
The cool thing is, like Chris said, like we could put it all together, give them that, and then let the master blenders in the factory tweak it. And make it good to what they have to offer tobacco wise. And then we could really start to test blends and then tweak as we go. But, and that's what makes us very different as a brand. We're very hands-on. A lot of companies just say, we want a full body cigar, make us some samples and we'll pick the best one we like. We're way more, we'll roll it first here between him and I. He might have an idea, I might have an idea, we'll put it together and then send that blend to the factory. So that separates us a lot.
When you're looking at blends, I know when I did my Boston Jimmie, with my decades of smoking cigars, I kind of knew what I wanted. And I did the same thing. I said, I think it's got to be San Andreas Rapis and the Ometepe Lapa fillers, and I think it should taste like this. And then it went a thing. But have you gone to the next stage, or maybe when you go to the factories, you go to the next stage where you go to a bale, right? And a leaf, and you smoke a fuma. Have you that level and say this is a good taste, and then take another one, and then maybe start playing with it.
That's what we'll do once we could get down to the factories more.
Right.
And that's what we've been wanting to do, but unfortunately, we just haven't been able to make it there.
We have to do it on FaceTime or Zoom.
That's the only way we can get it done right now.
That's the real fun part is when you start to actually taste each individual.
I get very excited about that. I mean, I can't wait to do that. And I want to sit there with the rollers and roll some with them, you know? I think that'll be a great experience.
Listen, it's funny because people say this, you know, like when we partnered up, man, and we changed everything and made all these changes in the factories and the blends and we did this right when, like, what, Jeff, like maybe 6 months before COVID hit. right before COVID hit, this shit happened. And we were like, shit,
no,
now
it
we
was
got to do all this via email. Yeah, right during, yeah. It was like, well, we started coming up with all these switches 3 to 6 months. Then when we actually started doing it, we got locked down.
Happened.
Remember? Yeah. And we had to do everything via Zoom with Eric,
FaceTime,
or Hector, everything FaceTime. Oh, I mean, you know, it was definitely a harder process to do.
And then they had to send
thank
cigars
God we have technology
here
today, but yeah.
You know,
and then we were like, no, this isn't good. Do this, to take this out, try to put this, and it's harder to now listen, a process that would maybe normally take us, you know, a couple days to maybe a week and maybe hopefully being at the factory and trying to figure it out really turned into more of a month, 2 months, 3 months because of that back and forth and change this. And then it's not like we could just be like, yo, take out this Ligero, add this Ligero. I want to see what it tastes different. Compare, and like we're right there on the factory floor where we could do that and taste that change immediately. We'd have to wait 2-3 weeks, a month until we could taste the change again and you know, really tweak it. So that made the process
then you almost
hard.
forget what the first blend test tastes like unless you save one. Yeah. But yeah, we made it happen.
What are some of your favorite leaves to work with? Like I love San Andreas, I love broadleaf, Samaya.
I love working with Habano for some reason. And I love the San Andre. Those two are like as far as wrappers go, I love it. But
I'm a big Connecticut broadleaf guy. Personally.
Yeah, you love the broadleaf. I'm starting to really.
I love broadleaf.
Too.
And
it's
honestly,
hard to get.
And this is
hard to get.
It's hard to get. It's hard. And well, and the other thing that, you know, we're gonna we have something in mind down the line. I'm a big fan of the Brazilian wrappers too, the Aparaca and the Matafina. I love Matafina. So that might be something down the line. You know, we have something in our minds that we're gonna be using some of that for. But yeah,
I like experimenting with the filler too, though. Like this, you know, there's certain types of filler tobacco that you know, are really distinct differently, right? Or bring out different flavor. But I love when you first try, I want to say, I'm drawing a blank, but maybe it's the Estley. It almost makes your mouth water a little bit.
Yes, it
you know what I'm saying?
The salivation.
Corojo.
And that
Corojo does that.
Bro, that salivation factor, and that's an important factor for ours because people should know.
That's why I love this Maduro.
The more you salivate, the more you're going to taste.
Exactly.
A cigar, it's got a lot of dryness to it, the dry cocos, the dry fruits, and things like that. Drier. Botanic. You're not getting as much of the flavor because you're
the full flavors.
Not developing the saliva.
That's why I like that. I like messing with that stuff to get that. We have that prevalent.
That gusher.
The gusher.
Yeah.
I love that. I love playing around with that to get that flavor out there. That's important, in my opinion.
And honestly, another tobacco that, you know, it's very hard to work with. The leaves come big and they're very thin and they're hard to work with. But the flavor, if you put them with the right wrapper and filler, is very good as a binder, in my opinion. And just been jumping on board with this lately is that Indonesian, bro. That Indonesian binder, bro. Flavor wise, it's hard to work with because it's very thin. I fuck it up when I try to use it. I gave it to Jeff and he killed it. And he like, because it's so thin, man. It's really thin to work with, you know. But the flavor is really good if you pair it with the right wrapper leaf. You know what I'm saying?
It complements each other really well.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Another filler that I like is Colombian. All right.
I haven't messed with a lot of Colombian tobacco.
I find it
I haven't
very
either.
nutty when I have a cigar
Really?
that has, like, if you smoke like the CAO Colombia,
Yeah.
right, that one has this nutty flavor to it. And
Wow.
when I talk to them about it, yeah, that's the leaf. And I'm like, I like that because I enjoy getting a little.
I've never had too much Colombian, to be
I don't
honest
think
with you.
I have.
Yeah,
What
I
about
haven't either. Peruvian. I've had some Peruvian. Yeah, which is good. But
It's a little more
yeah,
milder.
Colombian, I haven't. Yeah, a little bit. That's why it's good to put with a good dark leaf, something heavier with some kick, because it kind of balances it out a little. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, for Colombian, I've never even seen Colombian tobacco. To be honest, I don't think I've even seen Colombian.
Well, check it out. For those that are watching the feed coming in and looking at the comments, Jeff Walsh just made a comment that I should probably put a commentary to it real quick. He says, "Good luck with your cigar competition." So just a point of note, I'm going on a new adventure. My local cigar shop is one of 13 cigar shops in the United States that are going to be hosting the regional competitions for the cigar smoking world championship. All right.
You're doing it?
Huh?
I'm entering it.
There you go.
I already got the cigar already. I'm going to get a couple more. I've been with it. I've already been able to keep the ash for 40 minutes, which is the first level you got to get to, because if it drops, you lose a bunch of points.
You're out. Yeah.
No, you're not out. You deduct a lot of minutes up to 40 minutes. Once you get to the 40-minute mark, the ash can fall. So I'm able to keep the ash for 40 minutes. So I got that part, I think, down.
You have to hold the ash for 40 minutes. You can't tap the ash until the 40 minutes.
You can, but
they'll take points.
But you lose points.
Deduct minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
Oh.
But it's time that you drop.
What are the other?
The other parameters are so the idea is that the cigar, whoever smokes the cigar the longest down to the band. Now the secret is you're not allowed to burn band. All right.
Can you take it off?
They'll deduct minutes if you burn the band. So that's practice how that works. But
yeah, good luck.
You got to smoke it.
Try to take the band off with a full ash too.
You can't. You can't take the band off.
You don't take the band off because the band is the end. The band line is the end of the time that you've been smoking it. So whoever smokes it the longest wins the competition, right? And then of course, so long as you don't drop an ash within 40 minutes and so forth. So the rules. But the fun part is if you win the regional, your local shop one in one of these 13 shops, you get an all expense paid trip to Pittsburgh for the national championship. And if you win that, you get an all expense paid trip for 2 to Croatia.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
So I'm all in on this one, man. I'm going to practice my ass off.
Now listen,
do this.
What kind of cigar are they giving you?
It's so Rocky Patel sponsors this now for the last, I think, 3 years, and it's a special Rocky Patel cigar made just for the competition. And every shop that is sponsoring a regional, they've got the boxes, and you can buy them there before the show.
What size?
It's
probably Robusto, I'm guessing.
It's somewhere between a Corona and a Robusto.
I bet it's a 44, 48.
But the winners of these things, I'm talking these guys, the winner the last 2 winners, and I think it was the same guy, okay? It's over 2 hours. Now, the cigar can't go out. If the cigar goes out, you're out.
I have a tip.
You can't relight.
You can't relight. You can't blow on you get 1 minute to light the cigar. You get two long stick matches to light it. All right.
Okay. 1
1 minute to light it. You got 1 minute to cut it, which I don't know. how hard is it to cut?
You gotta hold the 40-minute ash. You can't take
You
the
gotta
band
hold a
off. And you can't
40-minute
relight
ash.
it.
That way you don't get any points deducted.
So what if you get a fucked up cigar that has like a weird
Okay,
burn?
so what happens is they give you a box. So
Then
they
you're
open
fucked.
up the box,
That's it.
and I don't know the rules on who gets to pick first, but they open the box and you get this. You select the cigar you want out of.
So I have 2 tips for you if you want to use it. Weigh this cigar. Bring your little scale and weigh it.
14 to 16. No, I'm sorry.
No.
16 to 18 grams.
There you go, 16 to 18 grams. And take
No,
one
it'll be
puff.
less than that. It'll be less than that.
Well, if it depends on the size.
Well, because he's not doing a Toro. Yeah, he's not
Toro
doing a
is-
Probably be about
18.
13 grams.
13 to 14.
Yeah, for
Take a puff every minute, every 60
No,
seconds.
less than that. You got. So here's the thing. You got it. So being the engineer that I am, burning as it's burning down, I look at the stacking dimes motion,
Oh,
and you look at it and you see one puff. However you drew the first puff, how far it burned down. You got to start calculating.
so you got to look at that. Okay.
You got to
okay.
monitor that and say, and then you're gonna be looking around at the other people going, where are they? And then at the same time, you're gonna say, well, okay, is it, I got to puff a little slower. You got to know the cigar too. So like I always tell people,
holy shit, man. It's like down to a freaking science, Jimmy. You got to know this shit.
I got to date, like I'm gonna date
win.
like five of these
Holy.
cigars before the. I have
So
to do
you
this on
can
the
smoke them
19th.
before.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
The event is on the 19th here of August. So I'm going to be like smoking like 5, 6 of these, and I'm going to be understanding what that cigar does. How long does it stay lit before you take a puff? I'm going to be timing myself on that. I'm complete metrics on this one.
Wow. Wow.
Shit.
I'm taking this seriously.
This is like cigar stat. This is like cigar statcast, Jimmy. We're talking baseball now.
It's that
Yeah.
Exit velocity. We're talking about spin ratio now. We're getting deep into the
How much
weeds now.
smoke?
Here we
Smoke output.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Shit, man.
Yep.
Exit
Wow.
velocity.
And
Yeah.
and you really don't ever want to drop the ash if you can help it, because the longer you keep the ash, the less it's going to combust down, right?
Yeah.
It's
See, I'm an
got
asher.
air filter going through it.
I like when I first start smoking a cigar, I like to get at least an inch and a half, maybe 2. But then after that, I ash.
If your cigar can hold that.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
all
that's what I
cigars
do.
hold. Not all cigars hold 2-inch ashes, I find.
No, but that's what my goal is. Like,
Yeah.
I try to get to at least an inch and a half before I ash. Yeah.
That's it. You got to and I have a steady hand.
It's all in the wrist.
Surgeon.
And are you steady?
I'm a steady hand.
Oh, good. It's important.
So my hand.
You should have been a surgeon.
I should have been a surgeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Sniper. Should have been a
It's
sniper.
never too late.
Or that.
I can always go back to medical school, right? When I retire.
True. Wow. That's fine.
So you've got some. We're not going to talk about it here, but there's going to be some announcement in the future with another factory you're going to be working with. You're saying?
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it. But
No.
No, we can't talk about it now, but it's something different than what we're doing.
And
Totally
let me-
different than what we have going on.
the whole story behind it is going to be captivating. I'll say that.
Okay.
Captivating.
Nicaragua.
Whoa.
There's a lot of factories in
Whoa.
Nicaragua.
We're not talking about it.
Okay. All right. Figure it
Something new, Jimmy.
Put it this way.
Have another glass of whiskey. We'll talk about it.
I'm not that easy. I'm not that easy.
Hey, by the way, speaking of
All-
whiskey and
all
everything,
All we're gonna say is we're keeping it in the family. It's a New York connection thing. So
okay.
that's all we're gonna say. It's a New York thing. So think about that. Think about
Familia.
all New York things that you know in your mind. There you go.
Speaking
Factories
of
you know in New
whiskey,
York.
Speaking of whiskey and food and all of that, Jeffrey, I got to tell you, I don't know what you're doing, but you lost some nice weight, man. You look good.
Thanks, bro. I lost a little over 30 pounds since January.
How'd you do?
Jeffy's looking very trim over
I'm
there.
trim.
Looking good.
The main thing I did was food portion, like how much I put on a plate. And initially, I did no carbs for like 3 months, but that gets hard to maintain. So I do like 1 carb a day if I could help it. But yeah, portion wise is huge. Like I'm eating half of what I normally would. I walk. I picked up a side job during COVID. That helped because I walk 8 miles usually, or about 20,000 steps, a couple days a week. And then I've been in the gym 4 days a week. So all that, the biggest things were being active in some way, whether it's walking, working out, lifting. I'm doing all core exercises with like kettlebells and weight bags instead of a lot of weights.
He's doing yoga. He's doing a lot of yoga.
I probably should do some hot yoga.
Just wear your spandex and your hat, bro. Spandex and your hat, and you're good, bro.
Chicks will love it. Chicks will love it.
I try to do the portion thing, but man, my wife, she just is such a damn good cook.
I know, but you know what? You could eat good food, but instead of putting, 3
tablespoons, you put 1 tablespoon.
Yeah, like I could eat. Like you put a plate of food in front of me, but now I eat and I'm not hungry. Like I eat enough and I'm satisfied, so I don't even make that much food anymore. And a lot of it, I started cooking more at home, where it's like a protein, and I eat a lot of veggies and a lot of fruit. Like morning time, I'll eat lettuce.
How do you balance the alcohol intake?
It's funny.
That's the other part.
I actually cut back a lot with drinking, like during the week. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could throw it down. Like I could, drink, but I'm not drinking as much as I was. Or when I do, I'm having 2 glasses maybe, and I do smaller pours instead of bigger pours. So even if I'm pouring a lot, it's really. But even sometimes during the week, I'm not drinking. Like during COVID, I drank a lot. Like I was killing bottles.
Listen, pal, I think everybody drank a lot during COVID for a lot of reasons.
But I would take 2 weeks and not drink, and then go back to my normal, and then take a week, don't drink. When I was feeling
drink a lot of water.
Drink a lot of water, ton of water, and water, smoothies, green tea. That helps you lose weight automatically. Like, but yeah, I've been really, really trying to stay this way because I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And like so much better. Like my goal is another 10 pounds, I think, and I'm gonna try to
good for you.
Maintain that as best I can. Up and down, but I feel better.
Let me break into another short break where I'm going to go through what's new in news and reviews and such on Stogie Press this week to keep everybody up to date. So there was no news this week coming through. All the news cycles slowed down after PCA. So I guess the next big news break is when I break the news from Jeffrey and where he's going with the next factory. But I did do a number of cigar reviews. I'll start off with the Dissident Cigars, their rant. So I've been going through their new cigars over the last few months. This one here is rated a 95. See if I can move this out of the way for a second. So this is rated a 95. This is a little Robusto. Beautiful looking cigar. This is a Petite Corona. It's $10 cigar. It's got a Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper, so it's right up your alley, Chris. It's got an Ecuadorian binder with a nickel filler. I was getting notes of cream and dry fruit and some natural sweetness, a little pepper, There was a little sourness to it at one point. Very mild though. Spice, a toasted cracker, and some vanilla notes in it. You just look at this cigar here. It's just this is an absolutely beautiful looking cigar. I mean, I just love the foot. I love the dark colors that are swirling through there.
That's nice.
It is a beautiful looking cigar. Had a really nice ash on it, nice ash cone. Burn wise, everything was beautiful on it. The only thing there was this mild sour note in the second, third. It didn't last long, but my scale is my scale, and I have to be honest with what I say. Definitely a box-worthy cigar, and it was an even burn from foot to nub. So that was the rant. The next one I did was this from Acosta Cigars, their new one called the NVIDIA. So their cigars, their names of their cigars are named after the 7 deadly sins. So this one is envy. All right. The first one was lust. So this is the envy. This one here, Habano 2000 Oscuro, Dominican Habano Broadleaf, and Dominican Habano Broadleaf and Criollo 98 fillers. All right, this one came out this year in 21. It's a $15 cigar. It's a Torpedo Vitola. They're not telling you what factory they're doing it in, but it does come out of Dominican Republic. And here I got some stuff in here, which was some unique things I got. I got this beautiful berry note in this cigar, which I don't get often, and I really like that. Some people describe like a jam, like a fruity jam. It's not like a fruity jam. It wasn't this sweet. It wasn't sour. It's just a nice generic kind of berry note that you just enjoyed. Had some caramel and cinnamon notes and cocoa and dark chocolate evolved into with some dry fruit, malt. There's another one I don't get too often with some maple syrup, aromas coming off of it, nut and spice. This is just a pleasurable cigar from a flavor perspective. The look of it, it's got a nice oily sheen to it, really well applied pencil point cap to it. It got a little bit of a wave going with it. Kind of kept going with the wave. The burn cone was a little bit off when it dropped. Kind of picked up. So in the end, what I was saying here, it did have this flaky ash, which is one of those things. It's one of my pet peeves in my reviews. I don't like cigars that are dry, the ash is just kind of flaking off on my clothes. It's got a wavy burn, kind of offsetted burn cone. So it came in at a 91. It's definitely worth grabbing a fiver of to enjoy this. I really did enjoy the mouth-watering berry notes. It's one of those things that
interesting,
salivating. So I really enjoyed that. Good hour and 40 minutes smoke too, by the way. The next one was our friends at Protocol, right? So Protocol, this is their cyber crimes unit. I finally got around to doing that. I smoked.
Juan can't sell that.
Juan can't sell, but this is
there.
Kevin Keithan's.
That's our dude, man.
This is his baby, right?
Rendition. Yeah.
And I mean, first of all, I just love the color motif that they use on this particular blend, all right? With the green, this green, and go come down here. This just the box alone. I mean, if you're walking in a shop and you see that, you're gonna kind of at least look at it, right? It just pops on a shelf. But this particular cigar is 1050. It's a short box press Churchill, they describe it. All right. It's a Nicaraguan Puro with a Rosado Habano wrapper with Nicaraguan binders and fillers. Cedar, cocoa, floral, natural sweetness coming through, some nut spice. I got this nice black tea note early in the burn, which was another special note I like once in a while, and some white pepper. Just a nice looking cigar. Burn wise, got a little wonky there. The ash did drop a little too early for me. Gets a little bit of an off thing going on. Had to touch it up here, so it's getting dinged on that. Flavor wise, good. All right. Construction wise, got that wavy off burn touch up and flat burn cone. So it's a good cigar. Definitely something I would say pick some up, check them out. I did like the flavors that came through it. So the next, and then the last one was just put this one out today.
Saw that.
This thing, Big Tony.
Was that Kerry?
Yeah.
This is Kerry's cigar. This
stick.
is
Yeah,
Kerr,
man.
Deontay's.
Man.
Right. So he came out with
Yeah.
since he left Caffey, he's gone to work with Chris Weber at his factory down in Nicaragua, and you know, Kerry's just gonna be the king of barber bowls. That's his game.
Yep.
All right, so that's his lane. I think he's gonna try to stay in that lane. So this one here came in at 93. It's got a San Andreas Maduro and a Habano Maduro barber pole wrap. It's an undisclosed binder with a Nicaraguan from Esteli filler. The flavors on this is a flavor bomb, hands down. I don't always get a flavor bomb, but this thing just kept evolving and changing. But there was this.
No, listen, Kerry's new factory and what he's doing, you know, in my opinion, are light years ahead of what he was doing. It's a big step up for him. We support him greatly. He's been a big supporter of us over the years. We love Kerry. He's like family to us. So, you know, we're really happy to see the progress that he's made with his brand and bringing it to where it is, where it currently is from where it was.
Absolutely. I've tried both ends of it.
I think he made a big step up, man. And he's a great guy. Can't say enough about Kerry.
And Chris Weber has, you know, he built his factory down there. He's really stepped up his game. You know, he's gone through his own trials and tribulations in the industry over time. I've known Chris for a very long time, way back when he was doing his Veritas cigars. But he's really up the game in what he's doing with his factory. This flavor profile, I'm not even going to read it all. You can read it yourself with the licorice and fruity jam. But what I really liked about this cigar is when it started to getting the chocolate notes, the aroma coming off that cigar. I'd be smoking, you do a puff out, and all of a sudden you're just smelling the air around you. And it's like,
love that.
You a candy chocolate shop.
Well, I mean, I got to even say about his, I haven't got a chance to smoke it yet. Kerry, if you're out there, you got to still send us some, by the way. But no, he showed like that new Candela. I mean, the color on that Candela is so, just pops, man. And you know, I can't wait to give it a shot. Well, we were actually on his show about 2 weeks ago, me and Jeff, and we were joking around, but we were talking about a collaboration with him doing a cigar called the Pesto, because he's the king of the barber pole, and then we can get the Candela. So we were like, yo, bro, we should do a cigar, right, Jeffy?
Yeah, pesto cigar.
Pesto.
Nice Candela.
Pesto cigar, and I'll have like
got to get some pine
Candela,
nuts in.
and, you know,
Yeah,
it's like, it'd be like the collaboration between Amendola and Stogie Road, you know, like.
Yeah, so go figure out how to get the
that.
Pinoli flavor in it.
So.
yeah.
Right? But yeah, so I took this one right down. You can see I took it right down to the nub, and I smoked 3 of these. And you know, from a burn perspective, it had issues with the burn. There's no doubt about it. The leaf that he's using, the way it's set up, even him and Chris will both say it's going to be a wonky burn through it, and that's just the way it's going to be. But flavor-wise, if you like flavor bombs, this thing, you're going to sit back and enjoy this cigar. Just ash it a little more often. Keep your single flame torch lighter next to you, because you'll touch it up a lot as you go through it. But man, it was a fine cigar. So the other thing,
big shout out to Kerry, man. We wish him all congratulations and best of luck with what he's doing. Because he's been a big supporter of us since day one. Ever since even me Jeff partnered up, man. He's been a big supporter of that, and we got nothing but love for him. So,
and of course, if you want to talk, continuing the thread with Kerry, if you want to, if you haven't seen the show we did last week, it's up out there now on the YouTube channel, and this will just take you right to the link right here, so you can watch the show if you want. So those are the reviews and news and Stogie Press this week. So.
Nice.
All right, so let's go through kind of a quick, little bit of a lightning round. Keep the
Oh boy.
answers short and sweet. All right.
Yep.
We'll start with Jeffrey. Favorite candy bar?
Kit Kat.
How about you, Chris?
It's not a bar, but Reese's peanut butter cup.
What is it? Oh, peanut butter cup?
Reese's
okay.
peanut butter cup. Yeah.
There you go. So you're gonna be making some cigars with that.
Or a Carmelo. I do like a Carmelo too. Carmelo bar. That's
There you
between
go.
those.
Mine would be a Hershey almond bar.
I like those.
Okay.
Just old school. That's as simple as that. It's very simple candy.
Simple chocolate and nuts. That's it.
Your favorite car that you would buy if money didn't matter? Chris.
Ooh, that's tough. I would say either a Bentley Coupe, an Audi R8, or a Ferrari. One of those three.
I would go with a Ferrari.
One of those three. I can't pick one. Ferrari,
Go with Ferrari,
Coupe,
Jeff,
or the Audi R8, or the Audi. Because I'm a big Audi fan.
Mine would be the Ferrari. I would do a Ferrari.
Yeah,
mine would be a 1963 split window Corvette.
Oh, I like Corvettes.
Got to be split, man. It's got to be the 63. Always loved it. I should have bought one decades ago. I had an opportunity to get one that needed a lot of restoration, and I passed on it. And I kicked myself in the ass for it. Never gonna get
the Eleanor. Get the. He wants the Eleanor. You want an Eleanor? Remember that one? Muscle car.
Favorite brand of jeans?
I'd probably go.
No, mine are.
I get a nice pair of jeans, usually Levi. Pretty solid for me.
Chris?
All right. For me, I mean, I love Lucky Brand. I don't know. I love Lucky Brand jeans. I wear a lot of Lucky Brand.
I used to have some of those, yeah. I'm
a Levi 501s. When the belly doesn't hang over the end of it, but that's. What is your latest streaming show that you're watching?
Taking it to the nub with Boston Jimmie.
Non-cigar stuff on the stream channels.
Oh, like a show?
Like Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right now? I mean, a lot, but right now I'm really into a show called Turn on Netflix. It's about a spy ring during the Revolutionary War for the Continental Army. I love it. I'm like so in. I'm in deep.
All right.
Me, honestly, Jimmie, I don't have one right now. I'm trying to find one. Ever since Game of Thrones went off the air, I don't know what to do with myself.
That was good. I watched that like 3 times. Sopranos, I watch
looking forward
every year.
However, to the new,
Sons of Newark. Saints of Newark.
Sons of Newark.
Saints of Newark, man. Yes, we're all going to want to watch that.
Can't wait for that.
I can't wait for that.
That's it. I totally agree. All right, last question. Everybody gets this. If you watch the show, you know what's coming. We're going to start with Chris. There's no context in this question. It's a very simple answer. Skirts or pantsuits?
What?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Skirts or pantsuits?
What do you like to wear more, Chris? Skirts or pantsuits?
Skirts or pantsuits?
Pantsuits. Pantsuits all day long for me.
All right.
I'm not on the new woke thing yet. So maybe I'll stick with the old school pantsuits.
How about you, Jeff?
I'm gonna have to go with the same thing. Always
I love
have.
you guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're moving the needle. This show just moved the needle a little bit because the majority of my guests will always say skirts. And I always say it at the end of the show that a woman that can rock a pantsuit can rock a skirt.
Exactly. Not the other way around.
Confidence. And I love confidence in any woman I meet.
Me too.
No romantic desire, but it's just when I meet somebody like that I love a confident woman, businesswoman that knows what they're doing.
Yep.
Jimmie likes them to sack up, bro. That's what he likes.
Yep.
Sack the fuck up. That's what Jimmie likes. All right.
It's all about business.
That's right.
All right. So, that's the show. That way. I'm
happy I got a chuckle out of you, Jimmie. I got a little chuckle out of you there.
I do appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate all those that are watching and those that are going to will watch this afterwards. And of course, all the sponsors for Stogie Press and Taking It to the Nub. You guys make all of this happen. I'll give the last word to you guys. Chris, start with you.
I just want to say thank you, Jimmie. For I know I bust balls and we're joking around here, but in all seriousness, thank you very much for always supporting, Jeff, before I even came around, supporting us now with the new direction, that we've been going in since we partnered up. I appreciate, your listeners, you giving us the platform to come on here and speak to your listeners and giving our brand some exposure. I just want to say thank you to everybody who supported us so far, all the clubs. Provide Cigar Club, all the online clubs, all our retailers. Thanks for all the people that stop by the PCA to check us out, listen to our story, listen what we're about. We're not going anywhere. We love what we do. We have a passion for what we do. Me and Jeff are like brothers. We don't plan on stopping. This is just the beginning, and the best is yet to come. So just stay tuned. And support what we're doing. We're always trying to make it better, tweak things, make it better for the customer, make it a better smoking experience. That's why we do what we do with the diversity of the different factories. And we just want to say thank you to everybody that's been on this journey thus far. And we got a long way to go. Don't count us out. We're the underdogs. We're sticking in this game into the end. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say about that.
How about you, Jeff?
Chris said, a lot of our thank yous, and obviously I don't want to, repeat all that, but thank you for having us here. I just want to thank everybody listening and watching us, and for the continued support. There's so many people we can name out there that have just shown so much love and really have our back in this business, as far as consumers, other industry people that have taken us under their wing and really gave us an opportunity to shine and open doors for us that we normally wouldn't have. So that's huge for a young brand like us to have. It's like sometimes I'm like, how did we get here, or how did we somehow get in this mix of where we are? And I'm so grateful and thankful for that. We're a legacy brand. This is something Chris and I see ourselves doing in the next 20, 30, 50 years, and hopefully passing it down to one or all of our kids at some point. We're not going anywhere. This is not a fly-by-night type of brand or situation. We love this. We love tobacco. We're passionate about what we do. And you guys make that happen for us to keep it going. So thank you all, and thank you for your platform, Jimmie.
There you go. Well, thank you, everybody. This is Boston Jimmie out, Stogie Press. Peace. We'll catch you next week on Taking It to the Nub.